Hi everyone, welcome to the FPEB channel. I'm Joel Pettit, and today I want to talk to you about refrigerated medications. Mainly because these are the medications that service members usually don't think will get them referred to the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, the IDES. Why is that? Because they don't see them as deployment limiting. Things have changed in the military over the last few years, and all the health systems have gotten a lot better about alerting physicians about the deployability implications for these medications. So if you are taking a medication currently, be it Humira, Dupixent, anything that requires refrigeration, you shouldn't be surprised if your doctor brings up you being possibly referred to the IDES. Now let's just jump right into this and go through what you may want to consider when facing one of these hearings or an NEB or an IRILO or MAR2, things of this nature. So first and foremost, let's talk about supply. Supply doesn't seem like a very sexy subject, and it's not, but it is critical because you have to think, how long are most service members deployed? 6 months to a year. Well, think about it from the board's perspective, the PEB's perspective, the MEB. They're thinking, we don't want to take any risks here. We don't want to see this person back if we don't have to. So they're going to use the longest possible regular deployment, which is typically a year, without extending orders. So coming back to supply, you need to make sure that you can get a year's worth of your medication. On top of that, you have to think of what does a year's worth look like, meaning spatially. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that you cannot repackage or field strip your medication. What does that entail? It means to know what the year looked like, you have to do the math. Length times width times height gives you the cubic space of one package. Then multiply that by the number of packages or units you're going to be given for a whole year. Then you'll have to find out whether or not there is a refrigeration unit in country that can hold all of those units. That's a really tall order, not just mathematically, but generally speaking. How are you going to get that information? It's not easy, especially when refrigeration units can go down, switched out, upgraded, downgraded, swapped between units. That's a big problem. Now, let's just move on from supply. Let's think about infrastructure. So we just talked about refrigeration units. So you have to think about what temperature does your medication have to be kept at? And do those refrigeration units, can they accommodate that? Not only are we worried about that, we're worried about something as simple and as boring, and it is boring, as electricity. Will you have it? And let's say the answer is yes. Great. But what kind of electricity is it? Meaning, in what form? Is it from a generator? Is it from built up infrastructure? Let's say you say yes to that. Sounds great. Sounds like you're good to go. Problem now, is it consistent? Let's say you only have 4 hours of electricity, or let's say 10 hours of electricity a day. Will the inside of those refrigeration units hold until the next, let's say, 14 hours passes and the temperature does not dip, or I should say increase, to the point where your medication will spoil? That's an issue as well. So you have to know what the shelf life is for your medication at optimal temperatures, and then what the high and low might be in order to address those issues, because the board will ask. Next, we have to think about your access to those refrigeration units. Will you have access to them all the time? Because if you need an emergent, meaning a medication for, let's say within 10 minutes of a flare-up, let's just use that general term, will you have access, or do you have to have a second party come and give you access? That's a problem. And then think about administration, meaning who will administer it? You? Can you inject yourself if it's injectable? Do you have to have a second party? Worse yet, maybe you need a second party who's a medical practitioner. And I'd say even more burdensome would be someone who is specifically trained and qualified and is willing to inject you with that medication. And the first thing that comes to mind is Botox for people with severe migraines. Biotoxin, which is what Botox is derived from, is highly toxic and deadly. And you need someone who's very well trained to administer it. So imagine all of those logistics going well, and then What you don't have is someone in country who is able and willing and certified to administer biotoxin. So all these wickets must be hit in order for you to be found fit for that, I would say, not that condition or that medication for that condition or for a condition, but for that aspect of the condition, the refrigeration, the logistics. Because this video, it is not meant to address the health issues with some medications. So that's what you have to discuss with your counsel once your case is moving forward, because that is idiosyncratic and so unique to each case. I definitely would not want you to see this video and think that refrigeration, oh, I got that down, we're good. It's just one aspect to a medication problem, a medication issue, if you will. So if you're a service member and you're facing these issues, and you have questions about how you're going to potentially address them, please go to my website, joelpettitlaw.com, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'd love to speak to you about your case. And if you found this video helpful, please watch my next one. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.